Okay. Okay. Team No Sleep. Listen, what's going on, y'all? Mid-December here. Let me get in frame. Oh my God. Montell Allen, how you living, brother? We doing it.
Man, bless as always, man. God is always good, fam. Always good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, I love when I see them posts that you put out there on social media because that give me just a little bit of extra giddy up and go because I know something must be good happening in your world. So
Nah, man,
uh
you got to give thanks every day, man. I
that's
mean,
true.
where we come from, and where a lot of people come from, man. We got to just be thankful for the day.
That's true.
Be thankful for the day, and thankful that we blessed and that we have family and friends that care about us. A lot of people don't got that.
That's
So,
true. That's that. You
so
know what?
I,
That's
I,
true.
I try to be thankful. I just try to be thankful for my
You
blessings,
know,
man.
so you think for that dog that started barking as soon as we went live.
That's because the pizza delivery man came on through. Man, he came through, so the dog
You
ran
know what I'm
in there.
saying? Must be somebody at the knocking at the door, Amazon or something. But listen, man, let's go ahead and get focused, man. We got a couple of stories that we want to get into and some significance of nature. Want to talk to you about three topics that are in the news this week. Let's start with a long going story that's starting to come to a head. Let's talk about Ja. Let's talk about Ja
Yeah.
Morant.
Hmm.
Right. So Ja is uh pleading his case,
Hmm.
about the issues that have been affecting him. And let me have you go down the story while I bring up the story on the website. Just the fact that he's now
Yeah.
talking about why he did what he did with the young lady at the ball game and things of that.
Yeah. So this particular incident was a situation where I think it was at either party at his house or somewhere where he supposedly was defending his little sister, and he got into an incident with another team, with a team. He basically struck a team in an altercation. Josh saying it's self-defense. Um, possibly so. But the fact of the matter that he just keeps getting himself in these situations. This happened a year ago when he was going through all the gun stuff. So this has been a while ago, but he's constantly found himself in all these constant, uncomfortable situations with his stardom. And now it's coming back. People laws now taking effect. He's been brought to court about it. He had to
Hmm.
testify in court today. Um, and like I said, he pleaded that it was self defense, but Ja also has, his 25 game suspension is coming up pretty soon too. So he's going to get back into the league. So again, another bad look, another black eye on him because he's in court now. You
Yeah.
know, uh, Not very favorable in this situation. Um, Now I will say this: if a young man, regardless of how old he is, if he's bigger, stronger, and he's picking on my sister, I feel any man has the right to defend her, right? That's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I don't care if he's 17, 16, 15, 14. If he's imposing over my daughter or his my little sister, then I think anyone has a right to defend. At that point, but Giles again keeps getting in these situations, man. This could just be an isolated incident, but he can't do it, right? He just
Yeah.
cannot do it.
I think that's the problem. That's the concern, right? Again, we always talk about the folks he got around him, and he can't be doing it, especially this particular case at a youth sports event. I mean, he's just got to be. He is the bag. We've talked about that so many
Yep.
times. He's just got to be smarter about what he does. I it's hitting his wallet, right, with the suspension for sure. So that's one thing. But
Mhm.
he's just I don't know if he. Everyone could say they've learned their lesson, right? I mean, we saw Monday Night Football the other day. We saw Patrick Mahomes afterwards saying, I think we saw him today saying, right, I know I learned my lesson. I know I shouldn't have reacted that way, but come on, you a smart individual. You know what you did, and at this point, at this stage in your life, when you know you are at the limelight, you should be able to control those emotions and control those reactions. And I just don't know if this is the last time, unfortunately, that we're going to see John Morant in a situation like this. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think Patrick Mahomes is a great example, but I think Patrick Mahomes did learn his lesson, right? He understands that process that,
Mm,
I went overboard with my reaction to the call
okay.
and after the game and all that stuff. And he gets a pass. He gets excused from that. Emotional into the game, bad play call. I went off on a reporter and I'm good.
Hmm.
John, unfortunately, his scenarios keep going over and over and over
Yeah.
again with the gun charges, being on TikTok, doing all these antics. It's kind of hard to excuse him from it, right? And he says he learns it. And the crazy thing, he put egg on our face, right? The first incident, oh, I learned my lesson. I'm not going to do it again. Next thing we see him in the club with a gun again, dancing around.
You're
Then
like,
we see
come
him in the
on,
video
man. Yeah.
showing throwing gang signs, and then he gets in an incident with his kid. It's like over and over and over again. When is he going to learn his lesson? So it's really hard for me to say, okay, John, now this is the final straw. Now you finally learn your lesson. I think he's going to have to show and prove. He's
Mm,
really going to have to show and prove to everybody that I'm a different person. That I'm not going to do this again. I've matured over these last couple of this last year, and then I'm just ready to focus on basketball and do what I got to do. But until then, you just can't take his word for it. He's got to show he can show and prove to everybody that he's matured now.
as a fan of the game, you still gonna watch Grizzlies games?
Um, yeah, I'm not going to not to watch basketball because Ja's antics
Okay.
because he's not the first. He's not the first nor the last to carry a
Yeah.
gun. He's not the first or the last to get in some crazy trouble and incidents. I mean, it's kind of ironic. The guy he plays like Allen Iverson was having all these kind of issues too before early in his career. Not as extreme. I mean, he wasn't
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
guns, but
yeah.
he was having problems with who he was associating with, and all those other good things. And I'm a big Allen Iverson fan. I love the way he
Oh
played the
yeah, oh
game.
man.
So I'm not gonna excuse. I'm not gonna just disband Ja right now. But I will say that he needs to change. He's going to have to change his behavior because if he doesn't, man, the NBA is going to take care of it. Period.
Yeah,
They're going
yeah.
to take care of it.
Yeah. And the
You
reason,
know,
in all reality, the reason why I asked you that question, because again, I know you're so close to a lot of youth athletes, right? And then, I mean, just looking at examples, looking at someone like Ja, what he's doing, like, man, I mean, you can't say be like him, emulate this person because of some of the actions, things like that. That's really what I was reason why I asked you that particular question. I'm
yeah,
still gonna watch him too, but I'm just gonna
yeah, yeah.
be I'm gonna
I,
be aware of what he's doing, what's going on.
but I'm going to watch more of what happens probably with Ja, more so. I'm going to watch him on the court, but I'm going to be very interested in what happens off the court. Remember, now
Mm,
he's going to be traveling to other cities.
yep,
He's going to be
yep.
partying. Does he have the same entourage around him?
Is
Is
his
his
daddy
father
gonna be
still?
there? It's
Is
his
his dad
daddy.
still in the front row? Sipping on a little something while he's watching the game and arguing with Shannon Sharp and all
Lord
that stuff.
Shannon Sharp, Uncle put him
Yeah,
down. Listen, yeah, don't mess with Unc.
yeah, yeah. But I think all those things, those are the things they got to watch. Like they have
Yeah.
to police on Ja and make sure he's good. And it should be at Ja's expense, right? You're gonna have to pay for your own security. You're gonna have to make sure you don't do these things.
Mm,
And once that starts to hit his pocket as well, and he'll start to change. I think he'll change his behavior a little bit, and the people that he keeps company.
that's a good point. That's a good one. We'll see. Hey, what are your thoughts on sticking with basketball? And we got another story about basketball. What are your thoughts on this in season tournament that just wrapped up? And yo, Lakers. Well, no, you're not Lakers. Let me
I'm not a
not
Lakers fan,
let
no.
me I know.
Not Lakers, not
Let me
Lakers fan.
correct myself right off the
Yeah.
gate there. But what do you think about that whole in season tournament that just wrapped up?
Okay, we'll go first. You can cut that. You can make that clip that I'm not a Lakers fan, so you can make that a short when you do your chopped up. I'm not a Lakers fan. Am I a big fan of the in season tournament?
Yeah.
To be honest with you, no. I mean, it really didn't. To me, it was great to see the different floor color, right? the different floors, and kind of like the futuristic way the NBA is going and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And I thought some of the games were good, but I mean, to me, the in-season tournament, I think that's beneficial for the non-superstars on the team, right? Because they get $500,000 if they win it. That's for them to play. That's for them to show up. That's for them to kind of do some things. And also, it's just another mechanism for betting in Las Vegas, right? To up that ante.
Yes.
Um,
Yep.
Otherwise, well, it's not any different than regular season, right? You're just playing a regular game, and you're trying to
Yeah.
say this tournament means something. It doesn't. Now, I do believe. Let me put on my thinking cap with the NBA. If they were smart, they would be like, all right, the winner of the in-season tournament, they get to host the All-Star game to generate all that money to come to the city. Now there's a reason to start to celebrate. There's a reason why really to start to play really, really hard in this tournament. There's a really reason why you want to win it because if the winner of that they get the All-Star game, that's now you playing for something that bubbles.
Okay.
That bubbles
Okay.
a lot. I
Because
think you got to play for
I
something to
was
win $500,000.
thinking not necessarily. I don't want to use the word distraction, but I
Yeah,
thought that in season changed the mindset from the end goal, right? From the championship, and it was great for advertisers. That was good, right,
Yeah,
for the betting community and all that. But maybe distraction kind of was it because I started likening it to the Pro Bowl.
yeah,
Right? Why? Yeah, we're gonna get a couple of dollars. The guys are already all millionaires. Like, I understand what you were saying. Yeah, the winners get X number of dollars, but man, but ballers will ball, and they will continue to
yeah.
play and continue to compete. And they did what they needed to do. But yeah,
It just
we'll see.
the floor, like I said, the floors was nice. Like the floors was
You know what I'm saying? A little
cool.
colorful. But
Well,
I applaud the NBA for at least trying to do something, right? To try to
yes,
keep fans engaged and by mixing it up. Because who would have ever thought an in-season tournament, a whole another ceremony, a whole nother trophy, a whole nother all this and that. I mean, okay, Adam Silver, do your thing. You got a lot of other things that you got to be dealing with too. But okay, you make an in-season tournament. Okay.
yeah. I see. That's cool. It was cool. Like I said, I don't have a problem with that. It was cool. Something like you said, just to change the pace and change things up. Um, I just really I want the NBA to focus on expansion. To be
Hmm.
honest with you, like I think Seattle needs a team. They need to expand just in a few more teams because all the talent. Not saying it's concentrated, but I'm sick of the super teams. Right, the super teams don't need to
Hmm.
be there no more. I think those things kind of need to be dismantled and give some of these young guys a chance to star. And let's expand into new cities and give us new avenues. I truly believe Seattle deserves a franchise coming in. And I don't know what the other city would be, but that's definitely something on the East Coast that also needs an opportunity to show that they. Nashville would be a great place for an NBA team to go ahead and
Oh
do.
yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
think,
Nashville's a hit. Yeah.
yeah, I think Nashville would be great. So if they expanded to Nashville and Seattle, I think that would be huge for the NBA, and we'll get to see more and more games and more talent. I think that's probably the way. Would hope that's the way they're going. But
You and I, see, we old school. We miss Sean Kemp. We just
yeah, yeah.
miss,
Well, I miss the Seattle
you
rain,
know.
but I thought they. I think I equate them to kind of like Sacramento, right? Sacramento, they had a great following, great
Hmm.
following, and Sacramento was able to sustain. Seattle was the same way; they had a really good following, and then all of a sudden the franchise wanted to move to Oklahoma because the people that bought it was from Oklahoma City, and rightfully so, because Oklahoma is a great city now for sports as well. But I always thought the NBA should be like, you know what, we need to revisit that and get that one back up and running as fast as
Hmm.
possible, and let those people kind of do their thing because they were loyal fans, and everybody still understands. I mean, anybody 35 up knows who the Seattle Supersonics were.
And then,
You know
listen,
what I'm saying?
y'all better Google some of them old Sean Kemp, Gary Payton. You better go watch some of them old school games,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, man. Watch them and get that green back in the NBA. That money, that
Dude,
emerald green
you
showing in
you
the NBA.
yeah, you think Draymond Green is a bad man? No, no, no. He is a bad man. But no, okay. Let me stay locked in here. Um, Staying with basketball, young
Hmm.
cat back there on the court, finally again reunited with his team. Shouts out to young Bronny James, right?
Yes.
The man got I I couldn't even think about Bronny. When he hit the feet when he hit the court, I was immediately thinking about mom and dad. Right, because your
Yeah.
son done gone through cardiac arrest, and I mean, come on. At the end of the day, man, yeah, it's sports and it's competition, and yeah, you the big man on campus, but mom and dad sitting right there in the front row, and they see your son running up and down the court like that. Lord, you're concerned about it. You're happy. You're thrilled. There's a lot of anxiety, but that's initially where my thoughts went. Ronnie did what he needed to do.
Yeah.
Played well. The team didn't win, but I think at the end of the day, they still won because of the fact
Yeah.
that he went out there and played. Did you get a chance to see some of the game and some of that highlight?
I got a chance to see the highlights, and obviously I'm down in Southern California, so they showed it. They blasted it everywhere.
Yeah,
It was great. It was great to see him just recover, right?
yeah, yeah,
Recover and be in a situation where he could play again. Two, he went out there. I think he only scored 4 points, but he had some really critical minutes while he was in the game. Got a really big block shot
yeah.
on
He
a
had
fast break.
one of them daddy blocks, one of them
Yeah,
LeBron
yeah,
blocks. So
yeah.
that was what it was up.
He had a real big block shot, and then just the fact that, like I said, I think the win is just he's back. The fact he's back on the court,
Yeah,
from what he went on before. That was a W right there.
yeah.
Um, and like you said, if I put myself in LeBron and his wife's shoes, watching my son, I'm nervous as hell. I'll be nervous
Mm-hmm.
as I don't know what, but like, man, yeah, the doctor said it was okay. Yeah, everybody said he's clear, but but you know, I'm
There's
still worried
always that
about him.
slim chance, and you never
Yeah,
know. And man, because an accident is an accident, and
yeah,
so
yeah. So I'm hoping he matures more. I mean, you got to think he missed a lot. He missed a
yeah,
lot. He missed all the preseason.
hmm
He just got back to practice I think a couple of weeks ago. Now he's finally got appeared in the game. I think his minutes are gonna pick up. He's a talented young player. I mean, he's
yeah,
very, very, very good. He's not his dad, but that's okay. He's his own. He's Bronny. He's doing his own thing. I think that he's talented. I think that the good thing about him, he doesn't have to go to the next level, right, to be
yeah,
financially set. I think that's more
yeah,
of a goal that he
yeah,
wants, and he has some ambitions. But the fact of the matter that he does not have to do that.
yeah,
So I think some pressure's off, right? Some pressure's off. But I do believe he'll thrive in the USC system. I believe the city of LA and the school of USC is behind him, backing him
oh
up
yeah,
100%, getting him ready to go. And I can't wait to see him. And I think Dwayne Wade's son plays somewhere out in Southern California, and look like Master P's son is doing this thing. So we're gonna see a lot of stars' sons playing basketball and doing their thing. Shout out to Dominic Wilkinson too. I heard he's a beast on the
is that
basketball
right?
court.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
okay. So I mean, so that it's a good thing, right? I mean,
yeah.
because we were concerned, and they're going to see him, and then just flashbacks and DeMar Hamlin, just things happening out there on the battlefield, and to see Hamlin get up and kind of he played in a couple of games, played a couple of downs, and he looks good, and to see Bronny go out there and do his thing and exert enough energy and make a LeBron play, so. Um, I'm not a USC fan because I root for the team across the
The Blue
across the
Beaver. Yeah, yeah,
freeway. So
yeah.
I hope they do okay, but I hope they don't do too good. I'm gonna I'm gonna just leave it like that when we get to the
Oh
battling.
yeah,
So
you believe blue and gold, and you believe black and
man,
orange. So
man,
they got to play
I'm
all
bleeding
of
a
them.
whole lot of colors, man. But these
Yeah,
D1 colors, these my Beavers and my Bruins is who
yeah,
who I
yes
get
sir.
down with. Yes sir, yes sir.
Okay, okay, yeah,
uh, What else you got, man? I'm sitting here in the hotel, as y'all see. I mean, this is a different background, but I was watching ESPN. I'm gonna talk to you about it a little before the game started. Them LSU Tigers, the women's team. A lot of
yes.
stuff going on back and forth. The Angel Reese coming and going, and that kind of thing. I saw another player that is no longer with the team. Coaches, just matter of fact. But I saw some score today that was like 140-20 that they
Nothing
beat
gets in their way.
somebody.
They focus, man. They laser focused now.
They not playing.
No,
He's
no, and you know what's crazy? To give props to their coach because she's not letting anything or any distractions get in their way
hmm
from being unsuccessful. They lost that first game being cocky,
yeah.
and it seems like from that point on, she's like, "Oh no, that's not happening here no more, never again. Am I gonna let this let you as players dictate the situation on us being successful? I'm gonna take the rims and I'm gonna lead us the way, and that means if I have to make the hard decisions, I'm gonna make the hard decisions. I think last time we were talking about this. It's funny. Think about how hard it would be for a coach. Let's say she's making $1 million a year to set your star player down whose income NIL is like 10 million a year. And she's the face of your franchise. And she's on commercials. And she's doing all this. Can you imagine what position is that coach? I mean, can you imagine how strong of a influence and personality she is to be able to do something like that and get away with it?
No,
Because you can't get away with that in a lot of in a lot of sports. You can't get away with. You cannot sit the star player there.
can't do it. 'Cause so speaking of that, literally, I was thinking on my ride down here, what if Coach Andy Reeves sat Patrick Mahomes because of
Uproar.
that outburst?
Right.
$450 million man, and he acted fool to the official. He say some things to Josh Allen. He say some craziness at the press podium. What if Coach Andy Reid said, "You know what, Pat? You're not playing at next game, or you're not. How about you can play? You're not starting. Just that piece right there. You can't do that. You can't do that."
Can't do it. You cannot do it. That's what I'm saying. Can you? I admire that LSU's coach. Win, lose, or draw, do whatever they happens this year. If they win it all, they don't win it all.
Mm,
Man, she's had the toughest task of coaching and managing that team than anybody in the nation, and she's
hmm
doing it. She's doing it perfectly.
Textbook.
You a star, I don't care. You're a good
Textbook.
player on my team, I'll kick you off. You're gonna go by my. We're gonna win regardless with you or without you. Prefer to win with you, but if you don't want to follow rules, peace out.
I
Straight
prefer
up,
to
peace
win
out.
with you. Good Lord have mercy, right? I
Yeah,
mean that's a leader. That's not just a manager. That's not just a supervisor. That's a leader. And if
yeah,
you can get in line with the program, know your role. I mean, again, I'm talking to the choir here. You get it, but
yeah,
that's what we need more, especially bringing up these youth, and especially these now probably they're not getting paid more than her, but these now semi rich youth, right? Because they got
yes,
all this. Again, Angel Reese, now she got some money,
yeah,
right? She
yeah.
she
That's what I'm saying.
she
She's like
she
10 million strong. She's like 10 million strong. So you gotta think the coach is making a million and she's making 10 million a year. She's your star player. She's the face of your organization. She has all these things going on outside. And you as a coach made the decision, like, you know what? Your behavior is not conducive to the team. You out. You suspended for a couple of games. What?
that don't even sound
Yeah.
right coming out your
And,
mouth, man.
when you come back, you better be on your best behavior because I'll kick you off the team again. Oh, we got somebody else that doesn't want to follow rules with the team? Well, you off the team. Bye.
That's
I
exactly
think,
how coach says it. The
yeah,
XYZ is no longer with the team.
yes.
That's all coach says. You don't have to go into no details. Who are we that she
Nope.
needs to explain to? Such and such is no longer with the team. Next question.
No longer is. Next question. Oh, okay. So she's telling everybody in the world, you're going to go by my rules.
Yeah, love it.
And,
I
and, and
love it.
she's dealing and she's dealing with, we already know. Her being in LSU, you're dealing with definitely a cultural difference, right?
Yeah,
Because she's a
yeah,
white coach. You're dealing
yeah,
with a lot of African American and other races players, of the different races of players. And she's balancing all that. And she's not letting that crap come into her room. We're not playing the race card. We're not playing
yeah.
anything. We're playing the basketball card. And the funny thing is funny, all the players defend her decisions. They have not,
Oh
you
yeah.
have not heard one squeak out of them saying, oh, coach was wrong for letting her go or coach is wrong for suspending her. You haven't heard nothing. It's basically been boom. Even the person that got kicked off the team has not said anything.
Haven't said nothing. All she said was, you know what? I when I was not playing, I was conversing with my man Shaq, and he kept me straight. All right. Again,
Yeah,
they're keeping the locker room in the locker room and keeping the main thing. And that's
yeah.
that's that's the lesson that I guess I was trying to get to, right? And that's I wish we had more of that. You don't have to be all flamboyant and telling all your business all the time. Keep the main thing the main thing. Stay locked in authority and rules of engagement, all that stuff makes sense. And now again, I'm looking at the score, 140-20.
Yeah.
They beating teams like it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You saying?
And I also take it to one step further. Look what kind of leadership that shows and how they're going to be able to take that and apply that for the rest of their lives
Mm.
in
Yep,
everything they do.
yep,
Everything
yep.
they do. I gotta follow some type of rule, some type of structure in order to be successful, especially when I'm in a team environment. Right. If you're an individual, it's different. When you're team environment, you have to follow some type of structure, some type of leadership, and some type of rules. And she's showing them we're witnessing it as it's going along. And I don't think people appreciate that. Like
That's that.
we do because we're old school. I
Yeah,
appreciate it. I'm like, wow, man, like we're witnessing how this is how it's supposed to be done. This is what you're supposed to do. And this is what these young ladies are learning. An invaluable lesson that's going to go out throughout their entire life. It's going to help them.
that's exactly why we talking about it here on Team No Sleep as well. Because
Yeah.
this is that core of the story that I don't think anyone else is gonna get into, that why piece. So
Yeah.
that's why we vibe so well, man. Man, I can't wait till we connect in Vegas for the Super Bowl. We gonna act up. You gonna need to. I'm gonna tell you where the bail money is just to make sure I don't get in trouble. But let's. Oh,
Oh,
I
the
should.
credit card stand up. The credit card's being paid off before we go just to make sure.
I'm gonna try to. Listen. Santa Claus is coming to town. Well,
Yes, sir.
okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My goodness, and I probably shouldn't have said about bail money because I want to talk about this next story too as we move forward. But
Hmm.
we going. There may be some positives in this. There
I
may
think there is.
be
I
some
think there is.
positives in this. So let me go ahead and pull this story up here. Shouts out to come on, Mikey Williams. There's got to be a silver lining. This glass has to be somewhat half full instead of half empty. All whatever adjectives you want to use, but Mikey Williams. Google him. Go on YouTube and find what this young guy was doing out there on the court. And now he got caught up in some things. I'm gonna pull up the story, and just because again the fact that it's down there in your neck of the woods again,
Mhm.
Montell, I'll let you start with the story while I bring up all of the websites and things like that.
Yes. So some Mikey was having like a little get together at his house. Some gentlemen tried to bombard the house. They got into an altercation as they were driving away. Mikey pulled out a gun and shot at the car. That's what supposedly had done, allegedly
Hmm.
had happened. Um, One of the most talented young men in the country, not just the state of California basketball. This is one of
Country,
them one those. This is possibly one of those one and done guys that are going to the
yeah,
NBA. He got in a situation. I guess after all the facts came out, he they only charged him on I think terrorist threats or something like something. They gave him a small charge. That can
right,
be a
right.
possible felony, or it could turn into a misdemeanor. It could turn into a misdemeanor if he complies with everything the court wants him to do. And I'm a big fan of giving people a second chance, right? For them to correct their wrongs. I'm not going to persecute somebody what they did when they're 17 years old, when they're 25 years old, because you're a different person at that particular time. I think this is one of those incidences. I think again, he thought he was defending whatever he was defending. At that particular time, I know there was about 4 or 5 guys in the car. It was
Right.
supposedly they drove away. I don't know if there was a threat of an altercation. He felt he needed to protect himself, and he did. Remember, he was coming out of his house. This
Hmm.
is his house. So they were in his house acting up, whatever they were doing. Um, Now I think the good thing is basketball was taken away from him, right? For this little bit of
Yeah,
time.
let's talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Basketball was taken away from him. I think now it gives him perspective what he needs to focus on and what not to focus on. And obviously evidently the court and his lawyer proved that that's what he should be doing and what he plans on doing. Um, he's already taking classes at Memphis. I think shout out to Penny Hardaway, man, for
Mm,
supporting him and sticking
yep.
by this young man's side,
Yep.
not letting him go, not cutting the scholarship, telling him we still want you to be here. Just get your legal situation straightened out, and then there'll be a home for you. And what a perfect mentor to have Penny as your
Yeah.
mentor,
Yeah.
going in and showing him how to do things the right way. So I think the stars are starting to align for Mikey. He had to get over this rough patch. But like I tell everybody, you got to go through hell in order to get to heaven. He just went through his hell. He went through his hell. Now I think he's going to be able to enjoy himself getting back to the court, working on with his game, doing what he wants to do, doing what he loves to do, and hopefully being successful in Memphis and having a successful NBA career.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's you think about it, it's a situation that could have happened anywhere, anybody. You start stepping back and looking and saying, first of all, why do you have the gun? But that's a question that is going to be answered or asked and
Mm-hmm.
needs to be answered. But yeah, somebody is starting some trouble, and I've had people in my house that I had it. Listen, we've all been there, right? And we had to
Yeah.
tell them, it's time to leave. We get a little loud, we get excited and all that. Uh, in terms of the charges, he's actually officially been charged, which is you see here, I got it highlighted, one count of
Mhm.
firing into an occupied vehicle. That
Yeah.
that's tough, right? And
Yeah.
but one firing into an occupied vehicle and 2 counts of making threats that could result in great bodily injury or death. You can put in whatever 4 letter words in your head that you think that he probably said out there. You said them, I said them, we all said them.
Yeah.
Again, in the heat of the situation, I almost wonder if the biggest one right now is just that firing into an occupied vehicle. So, as you said, basketball was taken away from him. He's getting a chance to sit in the corner and realize the magnitude of what he went through.
Mhm.
Pennies in his heart, in his ways. I mean, in his corner. So like you said, I think that's a good thing. But um, I think I like. I
We
think I
got to
like
make
the
no
best
mistake
thing.
about it.
Best thing that you said that I like is that you agree that folks need second chances. I mean,
Yes.
again, because at the end, it could have turned ugly. It could have been very bad, but it didn't.
And, and let's be transparent.
Yes, sir.
If this was a non Mikey Williams, they would be in jail.
Yeah,
They see dollar signs. Everybody sees dollar signs.
yeah,
Mikey's a walking dollar sign.
yeah,
So let's get that out the way.
hmm,
That's a fact,
yeah,
and that's why he got this lenient opportunity in the second chance to correct what he did was wrong.
yeah,
That's the facts, and I don't care if people don't agree with it or right. It's true. Young man's a walking dollar sign. Everybody knows it. Everybody sees it, including the courts. And they said, "Hey, I don't want to take everything this young man, can possibly do, and be able to provide and be able to do the things he can do for his family and be a successful and have a chance to be a successful black man instead of throwing his whole career and life away
Yeah.
over one incident. And God willing, no one got hurt,
Exactly.
right? Because it could.
Exactly.
The fact that no one, that's the thing. The fact that no one got hurt in that thing also was in his favor. So he had an angel. He had an angel in his corner. He did
Yes, he did. Yes, he
because
did.
it helped this situation. Now the fact of the matter is, can he stay on the same right path? Which I think he will, man. I mean, I've seen interviews of him. I never met him personally, but I've seen interviews with him. This kid's really dedicated to the basketball and the sport and his craft and just getting better. I know. I mean, I shared one of the stories with you. He was supposed to go to homecoming. He's like, I'll go to homecoming after I make it. I ain't got time. He was actually in the gym during homecoming,
Hmm.
shooting hoops during
Man.
that time. So he's very dedicated to that. I heard he's pretty smart in school. Things like a 3.0 or 3.0 plus a kid. So he has everything there. I think he just got in a situation where, hey, they were in this place. He got in an argument. You know what? Things happened. He escalated. It got escalated to a point where he felt either he was threatened or he needed to get these guys away from him, and he pulled a gun and he shot it.
Yeah.
Um, where he got the gun at this point, it could have been on the corner. It don't matter where he got the gun because guns are so accessible.
Right.
It's a shame that he has to get a gun. We always talk
Yeah.
about that
Yeah.
part. It's a shame that
That's a whole nother
yeah,
conversation right there for sure. Yeah.
it's a shame he couldn't feel protected enough where he had to go get a gun. And then again, I'm always telling him, man, where's your homeboys at, man? Protect the bag. He shouldn't have to do nothing. If Mikey
Mike
don't
don't have
want
to
you
do
here,
nothing.
guess what? Me and James is gonna make sure if Mikey don't want you here, you gonna have to go.
Look, it's time for you to go. Hey, you know what Mikey,
yeah,
what Mikey says, Mikey does, and
yeah,
we do it for him. I mean, it's that kind of
yeah,
thing,
yeah.
right?
Mikey, you go back in the room, homeboy. You go sit there and go continue to play PlayStation.
That's
You ain't
it.
gotta do nothing. You gotta protect the
Nothing.
bag stuff. I hopefully his company and the guys he hangs around with, or the people that is around him, actually understands that and protect the bag at all costs. Make sure he keeps himself out of harm's way at all costs, no matter
Yeah.
what the situation is. So he
Yeah.
can make sure he does his thing.
So we'll see. Thursday the 14th is when trial has been set, and I haven't seen anything since I started following the story that anyone like Puma, right? Again, he's spokesperson for Puma. Haven't seen any brands or any affiliation say we no longer rocking with this young
No,
guy, right?
no,
So I mean, so that's still in place. He hasn't
yeah,
affected too much of that coming down. So we will see, man. We will see. The
yeah,
man
and,
says he
and
wants
he
to be a
and he's been
billionaire by the time he's 25. So
yeah. He's been I mean, after the situation happened, he's smart enough to lay low. He's been laying
yeah,
low, just
yeah,
not been in no limelight. He's been keeping everything at distance way and just doing his thing. So that's another testament to kind of his character. Like, whoa, this is almost gone. Everything almost was gone on a silly mistake. Now the fact that he gets a chance to redeem himself and have a second chance, I think the young man is gonna make the most out of
he's gonna be all right. And all y'all fans
it.
of basketball, again, like I said, go Google this man. Go find his IG. Go find his TikTok. Mikey Williams is the truth. The young kid can do some things. I was watching some earlier. Yeah, the man is the truth. Um,
Yeah.
all right, brother. So okay, I had a story that I wanted, just some I wanted to discuss with you. Now that we've covered all those, now I just got a question. Monday Night Football.
Yes, sir.
I am not a fan of two games on Monday night. I know that came out of left field. You weren't thinking about that, but I
nah,
am not a fan of two games. Ha- What What are your thoughts? How do you feel about it? And what are your thoughts on why you think that they're doing two games on Monday nights instead of spreading it out or whatever the case be? I got my theories on it, but what are your thoughts on the two games that we were watching the other night on Monday Night Football?
money. That's why it's there.
Oh, see,
Money.
there you
You know what
go.
I'm saying? It is. It's
Stop
the
being so
NFL. But
logical.
but
Stop with the
but I
logic.
also think but I also think, man, the NFL was. I thought it was the dumbest move to move to the 17 game season.
Yep.
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 That was the worst thing they could have did. Now they got
Yep.
to jam all this stuff in.
Yep.
They don't want to interfere with the college football. They don't want to interfere with all this stuff. So they're jamming all these games in these situations. And now we're starting to see the superstars' bodies wear and tear super fast. I mean, Tyreek
Yes.
Hill's hurt. We just got back. We
Everybody's
just
hurt.
got yeah, he's hurt, and then we just got back Derek, the one that made the long run, Derek from the Titans. He just came back, the big running back.
Henry, yeah,
Um,
Derrick Henry, yeah,
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 Derek Henry just came back off an injury, and we're seeing all these injuries that are coming into place. I think because the seasons is too long. Now, if the season's going to be this long, you should allow more roster spots to be there. It shouldn't be still at 53 men. It should be
yep.
extended so you can have more depth to avoid these lot of things. Also, the one game is only to make them more money. It's not to make a playoffs decision or nothing like that. No one's a half a game out of making the playoffs, anything like that. Where it's crucial. They've
Yeah.
already had a straight system, so 16 games is more than perfect than going to the playoffs. Adding this extra game, to me, it's just ridiculous, man. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's all about maximizing football, but that's a little bit crazy, especially playing at that elite level with all those players. I would love to see the medical bill from a 17-game season for us
Oh my
for a
God.
team, and the medical bill from a 16-game season, and see what the difference is.
What I'm laughing at to myself is again just how we gel on this because I had my notes and I did, folks. I didn't tell Montell this story that I wanted to talk about, and I literally have written down here that it was all about the money and that they should expand the roster. That's
Yes.
literally what I had written down right here because you can't have this 53 man and then all these high value people. Everyone's highly valuable, but you can't
Yeah.
have all these superstars getting hurt. And when I saw Tyreek Hill, when you said it too, when I saw Tyreek Hill go down, I said, "Oh,
Yeah.
right."
There's a
When
problem.
he went down, we got a problem, right? There's a lot of other great athletes too, but when I saw him because of just what he's been accomplishing over this, I don't
You,
get it, and
you got to think Justin Herbert just got out. He's out for it
he's
seems to
out for the
injury
whole season.
surgery.
Herbert.
Kyler Murray just got back.
Hmm.
Tyreek Hill's now out. We don't know how long he's going to be out, but it's going to be for a minute. I know for a fact. The quarterback from the Minnesota Vikings is out for the year.
Yeah,
Quarterback
right. Look,
from
we were going. Hopefully, we get to see. Come on, Kirk Cousins. If you listen,
yeah,
we still want to see you in Vegas. But
yeah. I hope he's going to be. Yeah, exactly.
who is it? The Giants are on their what, eighth quarterback?
Yep.
But
So
my
not
man
so
DeVito is
that
out
being said,
there unsigned, undrafted. And he out there winning, and because all the other quarterbacks are out hurt.
yeah, and it's just this is bad, man. I mean, there's one thing to do it for money, and we all know money's the motivation. Period. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
way things are, and I see it. But now, I think the extent of that one game extension and that 1 week of extra preparation, and remember you shortened the preseason so that 1 or 2 weeks lack of preparation going into the season
yeah,
is hurting. I think the quality of the game, and two, I think the long term effects of these athletes is going to be a lot more detrimental than it has been in the past.
yeah. I
I
don't
hate to
get
say
it.
it, but you know it is. And I mean, don't get me wrong. If you sign up for it, you sign your body up for it. I'm one to completely understand because if I'd had the opportunity, I'd have signed mine away as well. But I think we got to just deal with what it is. What it is. The fact
Yeah,
of the matter, you add this extra game, and the fact of the matter, playoffs are extended. They're playing football longer, and they're having a shorter period of time to recover and do all these different things. I think the long term effect of injuries is going to be more detrimental on the athletes
it's gonna
now,
be terrible.
yeah,
Right.
than it has before. And we've
Yeah.
seen some bad ones before. Like I don't know if you read that. Did you read the article on Clinton Portis? He's had suicide thoughts.
Wow.
Talk about killing, because he lost all his money. He lost all his money in several different investments or whatnot with his manager, but he's really having a hard time with life. And that's crazy to me, a person that made like 40, $50 million.
Mm, mm, mm.
So, you know, the NFL don't care though. It doesn't care. It's not, not for long and not no more opportunities you're done.
Yeah,
They don't
yeah.
they don't care. It's just but you know what? I don't blame just the NFL for that. That's a boss period, right? If he was working at
Mm.
HP don't care about us. We
True.
ain't worked at HP years. They don't care about us no more.
Yeah. Yeah,
Montel, when
unfortunately,
something happened to
just
Montel
a
James, they were
number.
like, well, whatever, Hey, they worked there 20 years ago. I don't give it. I
Yeah,
think the NFL is kind of founded that same that kind of capitalistic mindset. If you don't work for me, you're not a part of me. Then I really don't care for you. And we paid you well while you were here. So learn to deal with it.
yeah.
And
Well,
that's sad. It's sad,
that's
but it's
sad.
true.
I know we know owners meetings are happening right now, and hopefully they're gonna talk about some of this that we talking about right now instead of just worrying about the tush push, and should that be banned?
Yeah. I think,
Right, because
but you know
that's
what's
the big
crazy?
story in the main rags right now.
Yeah, yeah,
Should a play like the tush push be outlawed and banned from the
yeah.
regulation?
My question to them is like, not only the players need to be talking. I mean, the coach, the owners, the players association needs to step up. And this is for all sports and all those things. Like I'm a big fan for union when it comes in those situations. because it has to be because someone has to speak for them. And the money they're getting paid, it's almost like hush money. I'm paying you so much money. Shut up, just do your job. Don't worry about what's going to happen in the long term. Don't worry about what's happening in the society. Don't worry about any of those things. That's where the players' reps need to step in, and they need to really become stronger, unionized, and be able to speak up about these things,
Yeah.
so they can have a voice because their voice is so influential, right? They're what they do is so much damaging to their body. They need to be able to fight for long-term health care. They need to be able to have these things. They need to be able to say, hey, since you made $50 million, there's no way you're gonna go broke. We're gonna show you what you need to do, and we're gonna
Yeah.
implement this.
Yeah.
We're not gonna just let you just go ahead and go crazy and spend all this money. So we're dealing with you as a mental health issue 10 years from now because now you've lost all your money and now depression is set in and you don't know what to do.
Don't know what to
All
do.
those things need to be coming into effect. And I think they don't. It's almost like, hey, we don't care about the waste of society. Like you had your chance, you didn't make it. That shouldn't be the case. I don't
Yeah,
think.
that's sad.
We're,
That's sad.
yeah, we have too much infrastructure in everything in our lives. That should never ever happen again. And we should be able to help those that it did happen to. Also,
I got nothing to say that right there. That's it right there. That's how I was gonna bring up, the Ohtani contract, but no,
oh
I think
yeah,
I think what you just
hey,
said right there,
woo!
man. Oh, oh,
Hey,
yeah.
dude, he did Bobby Bonilla twice. Woo, man,
Listen, Ohtani. So I heard through the grapevine that actually the Giants offered Ohtani almost an identical contract, but
really?
he was dead set on just going up the freeway and he wanted to be a Dodger. But yeah, I heard someone. I
I,
mean, and that's probably the only couple of teams, Yankees, Dodgers, and Giants who got
that kind of
grown folk
coin.
money like that. And
Yeah,
yeah, I heard the Giants, were ready to write him a check or a few checks. But
I heard it, but I heard the way he establishes his contract, he's only getting paid like 20 million next year. It's all back ended.
yeah,
Like
yes.
he's
No,
not, he
was
getting
it?
the
Is it
big
20?
money.
Is it 2 or 20
It may
each
be
year?
more. It may be 2 million. I don't
It,
know,
it
but
you
it's so
know
it's
it don't matter.
yeah
When you at
yeah
that Otani leg,
yeah.
come on, just a million is a
But
million is a million.
yeah yeah, his is like the Bobby Bonilla deal. He's gonna be getting paid
Yeah,
well after he
yeah,
retires. He's gonna be
yeah,
getting millions and millions of dollars, which is
yeah.
crazy.
Everybody thought, Otani, he didn't know what, he just out there throwing and hitting and running. No, he's sound businessman. Sa-
Sound businessman,
yeah. He said, no,
dude.
you know what? I'm gonna take all your money down the
Mm-hmm.
road. I just want to take a little bit right now so you can build around me and bring on these other
I can
players. So
win.
we not
I can
salary,
win. Make it worth more money, and then I'm gonna get my money on the back end.
man, that come on. That
Hey, that's that what you call it? Akuza. That's that Akuza thing.
that's what that is, boy. Listen, man, that
That's
right there is gonna be a class at somebody's
hey,
college in the next year or so, right
hey,
there. The
that's
Ohtani
that's
principle.
Japanese gangster right there for real.
Gangster, boy.
That was gangster right there. I ain't never seen nobody. I mean, there's never been a deal like this at one for sure.
Oh
So he's the
no.
first person to get
Oh
a deal
no.
like this. But the fact of the matter that he was smart enough to say, you know what, push me on the back end, go get some more players so we can win this bad boy
Right?
and get a few World Series in this bad boy, and then the franchise will be worth that much more, and I get my money on the back
Yeah.
end because it's
Yeah.
guaranteed anyway. So,
Guaranteed. 10 years. He'll retire as a Dodger. He should. Right. I would just hang the cleats up after I get the rest of my $700 million.
unless
And
he's gonna buy a team, he gonna might buy his own team and go play for it. That's about
unless he
it.
mess around by them Dodgers. Well,
I'm just like, man,
uh,
that was a good move, man. I
yeah.
mean, as far as the negotiation, that was probably one of the better contract
Oh
negotiation
yeah.
moves too
Oh, I
that's
agree.
been
I
happening
agree.
in recent. So, in baseball, I don't know how baseball has so much money, man. To be honest with you,
How come they
like,
don't have salary caps? Yeah, well, I'm gonna do a little Wikipedia search to figure out why they can just come up with just endless. And where you
and
get
they
this money? Well,
that's
let me
it.
leave that alone.
Well, my thing is one, they get so much money and there's no salary cap, and two, I watched some of the games. I see the Heisman, the stands ain't full all the time. So was their TV contract that great that they got the TV contract is that great where they can spend 700 million on one player? I mean, I thought
Remember,
the deal for Titus in San Diego when he got that 350 million, I was like, man, that's crazy. They paying him 350 million. This dude doubled up.
Remember, there's 160, there's 100 some games.
True,
So
true. I get it. I understand that part, but I'm like, man,
yeah,
that's some that you like you said, that's grown folks' money and
that's
coin.
grown. That's that generational money too. Well, okay, we can go in another conversation. Well, we're not gonna get political on, but yeah, yeah,
No, we don't want to get political too much, but man, shout out
love
to
it.
him and his family
Oh
and
yeah,
his crew and his circle, man, to be able to discuss a deal like that. And shout out to his agent, whoever his agent was. Man, he see the light and he shined it bright on this young man. And the
yeah.
Dodgers gonna be something to mess with, man. I mean, that dude,
Yeah, the
he the
Dodgers,
best two-way player in
Mookie
baseball.
Betts. Oh, Mookie Betts, Ohtani, and
Yeah,
yeah, they got a couple of good cats out there. But
yeah.
so
They
it
gotta just keep that pitching tight, and they're gonna be all right. As long as that pitching game is on tight, as we saw in the World Series, if you can pitch, you can win. Man, it don't matter if
yeah.
you can,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Well, brother, that's it, man. We did what we needed to do. You know, a little impromptu, remote, and this is kind of how we're gonna do it too when we get to Vegas. Come on, all right. Now we got tickets, we got flights, we got mobile recording gear. So we're gonna like
Yeah,
live stream on the road.
yeah.
So
So
we going I don't want to give it all away just yet, but so we gonna drive from one location to Vegas. And how long is that drive?
about 4 hours.
Yeah,
About
see,
four
I'm
hours.
on. Come on, man.
You can get to sleep on that one, man. I ain't mad at you on that. Now, my
All
thing
right.
is, when we get here, where we gonna be going? Because we know that's gonna be that's the bigger question. Shoot, that
Listen,
damn
Team
boy.
No Sleep may not be sleeping because we may not
Yeah, yeah. We
have
might
a
not sleep on that
location.
48 hours. Yeah, we might have to come from. That might be a stand up for 48 hours and drive right on back, man. But now we'll figure.
Man.
I mean, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Las Vegas.
Hey, let me put it this right here. Anybody want to
Yeah,
sponsor Team No Sleep when we get to Las Vegas for the Super Bowl with some room and board?
yeah.
It'd be
Well, I
greatly
gladly pay
appreciated.
you a little. I pay you a
Yeah,
little something, but shoot, man,
yeah, man.
them rooms is ridiculously
Yeah,
priced.
yeah. I was looking at them too, and they was yeah. They want that
Yeah.
money ahead of time too. God.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I'm not staying in Motel 6 for no 600 a night. The game ain't that interesting to me. I don't
Mm-mm.
need a, yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
don't think my Steelers gonna make it, so I
Yeah.
don't.
that's
So
that's not gonna make it. So anybody got a floor or a couch, man, for about 250 a night?
let us know. Let us know.
Yeah,
We will
let
definitely
us
be
know.
appreciative of that right there. So,
Absolutely.
brother, take us home, man. What you got? You got any closing remarks?
Nah, man, just like I said, man, check up on those loved ones, man. We in holiday season.
Yeah.
And all of these situations is going on, these shootings again. We're
Hmm.
going through those things again. It's happening. God bless the families and those people that are affected by it. Just again, man, get comfortable having uncomfortable conversations, and not just with strangers, but with loved ones. Like
Hmm.
you got to ask, you ask family those uncomfortable conversations too, and have them and check them on and make sure they have not only their physical health but their mental health is straight. So, we stick with our mantra, man. Get comfortable having uncomfortable conversations, and God bless everybody during this holiday season.
Y'all be good now. We